Hello and welcome to my Flosstube channel. I'm Dawn from Frosty A FO. I just got home from work and haven't had lunch yet. Yeah, it's just after 2, so if you hear something rumbling, that's my stomach. I'm also sorry, you might hear the fan from my computer, but I can't help it. It's on a box. It should not, but somehow, I don't know, something's wrong. So you might just hear that, and I'm sorry, but I hope my voice is still loud enough so that you can hear my Flosstube. Last year, Fasnacht was earlier, and I actually did a little segment on Fasnacht, so if you're interested to know what Fasnacht is, the 3 best days in Basel, where the whole town centre, a whole city of Basel and the outskirts. 3 days madness, and you can't park. I'm really sorry, somehow the sun, it's cloudy today, and as soon as I start filming the sun comes out. I'm sorry about all of this. I hope you can deal with it. I have nowhere else to sit, so I'm really sorry, because you know I had to take down what I used as wallpaper. I had this fabric up, had to take that down. Now there's a door here, so nobody wants to sit in front of a door. Anyway, this usually is further along there and the whole thing is different, but as long as the new fabric isn't up, it's all a bit complicated. So I'm sorry about that, but I can't fix it at the moment. I just don't have the spoons for it. I really don't. Also, like I said, I just came home from work. I work half days, but until I get home, it's usually 2. So the day is past, more or less. And tomorrow is crunch time. Tomorrow the decision will be made if I stay on at the bakery or not. Yeah. I don't know what to say. I'll say nothing. I'll leave it at that. Anyway, last week I was sick. I don't know what I had, if it was the flu or just nerves or whatever. I was sick for about 1.5 weeks, so I didn't do very much. I was at home. I watched a bit of Flosstube and I stitched a bit, not very much. Yeah, but like I said, last week, Fasnacht. Madness, the whole of town. So this time I'm not going to show you a mug, but I'm going to show you my, and of course now the sun is out in full force. Don't know if you can see. This is a tin mug, and it's got my name on it. You can see it there. Now usually you'll have your name, and on the other side you'll have the group that you belong to. Now, I can't be pressed into a form. It doesn't work. I was in 2 different groups and I hated it. So I decided to go my own way, and I chose one of the groups that is not an official group. So I can go and do my own thing. So I've got my own beaker, and you hang it around your neck on a cord, which is white and black cording, like you do for round cross stitch. It's just black and white for the colours of Basel, the Basel flag, and you hang it around your neck, basically like this. Thank you, Shelley. So you hang it around your neck, and when you have a break, you get out the white wine, and you've got your white wine glass there. Now it starts Monday morning at 4, it goes till Thursday morning for 3 days. Napoleon said 3 days, so we do 3 days. And you drink white wine. That's what you drink. When you go to a cellar, yes, they have, each group has a cellar. Non-groups have cellars. You can go into any restaurant, any hotel, any bar, anything seedy, anything 5-star, it doesn't matter. Fasnacht, you can go in anywhere. It's absolutely okay. That's how I find the best places at Flosstube. I find places that I otherwise would never go in. And then you try and drink. You hydrate. You just hydrate. Now it's in that you drink beer, spirits, whatever. I don't like that. I don't like the full-on drunk effect. But then, that's just me. I've got these 2 shot glasses. Not glasses, but you know what I mean. To show you a bit more. These are 2 dressed up. That's what we dress up. So you have a full costume and a whole face mask on. And you've got a drummer. You usually have drummers and pipers. And this one's a four traveller. So this is the one that goes in front of the group, and here he's got a lantern. Some of them have lanterns on their heads. I don't have that many costumes, but I'm a four traveller, so I walk in front of the group. I know where you can get which food, so they usually tell me, "Dawn, I'm hungry," and then I say, "What for?" and they'll say something like, "A tuna sandwich," and I say, "Okay, we go to the basilisk cellar," and I take them there, while they drum and pipe. And one of the most favourite costumes that people like is the Alte Tante, the old aunt or old maid. And this one is not piping. She's got, that stick that she's got is for the drummers to give them, you know, the beat, or I don't quite know. And she also, it's not always a she, it's whoever is the one in front. They say which march is going to be played next. So that was on last week, and I was sick at home, but I can hear it through the windows because it's the whole of town, and I'm just outside of town centre, so I can hear it with closed windows. Open windows, it's as if they're in my flat. So anyway, that was what happened. Other news, yes, this will be the last time you see these glasses. I hate these glasses. I've hated them since I got them. I'm getting new glasses on Wednesday. I don't like them. I already don't like them, so I need new glasses. Not for my sight hasn't changed in that, it's changed in a different way, so I need new glasses. Unfortunately, what I like hasn't been in for more than 10 years, so now I just have to take what's come. So I wanted to address something that in my last video I mentioned some names of Flosstubers that have been out there for a longer period of time than me. I've been at this for nearly 2 years now, not quite. I mentioned Flosstubers who have been out there for lots of years, who have lots of subscribers, and I just mentioned them and that I like watching them. And I only mentioned a few, I watch a lot. And there's a certain, I consider them the hold together of Flosstube, the inventors of Flosstube, the creators of Flosstube, the hardcore of Flosstube. Jessie Marie, for instance, I mean 5 years. 5 years, Flosstube, wow. Those are people that I look out for. When they put out a Flosstube, it's in my queue, I want to watch it. I know it's there, and when I feel like it, I go and pick it out and watch it. So that would be Jessie Marie, Miss Osa Crafty, Dina of Stitch Cross Stitch, Andrea, I Heart Cross Stitch. There's a sort of base for me that I have to watch. I think they belong to the main base. Some of them get lots of shout outs because, like, I mean, Vonna. Who doesn't know Vonna? Because you've at least heard the name, watched the tutorial that Vonna did about bacon based, or for a flat fold. You'll hear other names like Farm Girl for a tutorial about dyeing fabric. You'll also hear a name of somebody who's not been in Flosstube that long, but they have over 10,000 subscribers. Priscilla and Chelsea, so you say maybe I'll Priscillify my finish. But the others you might just mention in passing by, oh by the way, half stitch, cross stitch, stitched this mirabilia, but they don't really get shout outs. And I think my camera is having problems. Hang on. Okay, no idea what that was. Anyway, so I mentioned some of these Flosstubers and lots of them actually replied. And they commented and they said, "Hey Dawn, you mentioned me in your Flosstube, you gave me a shout out. That is unusual and you made my day." And that was surprising to me. Now, I got some really lovely stitchy kindness from somebody who also watches my Flosstubes and comments. And I love her. Her Flosstubes are hilarious. I love. So they're good. I think I mentioned her as well last time. She sent me some stitchy kindness. She sent me a beautiful card. Look at that. It's a hummingbird with rhinestones on it. It's bling. It's perfect. I know she's got hummingbirds. So yeah, and it came in, you know, I mean, how beautiful is that? She sent me some stickers and she remembered that my favourite colours are purple and burgundy. So she got me an assortment from the DMC, the new collection, the under 30s. And they're not showing up as beautiful as they actually are. These are, oh, they are my colours. And I don't even want to use them. They're too beautiful. Anyway, I would like to read you what she wrote. And I think she won't mind. Okay. By the way, she's got really lovely handwriting. Okay, so just, yeah, just need to say that. Okay, hey lady. In one of your videos, you made a comment that I would like to address. You said something about how you doing shoutouts would not have the same effect as someone with more subscribers. I think you're wrong. If you have subscribers, if you have people who comment on your videos, you do affect others. Your voice may be the one who leads someone to a new person. I know that I do. I know that I have regular viewers and people who comment on my Flosstubes. The same people who comment. And I know that, for instance, Betty, I know that she watches me. She doesn't always comment, but she watches me. And she sent me lovely stitchy kindness. And I formed a bond, and I've made friendships through my Flosstube or through other people's Flosstube where I comment, and I know that that works. But I now have 401 subscribers and I've been doing this for nearly 2 years. So yeah, others have already about 600 subscribers on their second Flosstube and I don't know how to do it. I don't know what I need to change or, yeah. Back to this. I understand feeling let down by low subscriber numbers and I decided comments are more important. If someone takes time to comment, you have made an effect. And your voice was important. Is important. Do the shout outs. I think you're pretty cool. Audrey. That was Audrey Stitchy 42. And she commented on my Flosstube, which was already really nice. But to send me a lovely card and telling me again, it just made me feel a bit more special. And so thank you, Audrey. Thank you very much. Andrea from I Heart Cross Stitch, she wrote a comment, a very nice comment on my Flosstube, saying that when she heard the shout out, it made her day. I think she doesn't get that many shout outs, which I think is a shame. And when I watch Flosstube, and I watch a lot of Flosstube, everyone that I watch, if I'm subscribed or not subscribed, everyone that I watch, for the effort of them actually putting a Flosstube out there, they'll get a like. They always get a like. For me to not give a like, for me to give a thumbs down, you have to be somebody like Kitten Stitcher who wants a thumbs down. You will, I think it's 1 to 1,000 thumbs down that I give. For me to not give a thumbs up, you must have really done a lot of things wrong. But I will not comment on it, I might just move on. So every Flosstube that I watch gets a like, a thumbs up. Nearly every second Flosstube, I would say, that I watch gets a comment. Now I try to personalize my comment, I try to integrate in my comment that you know that I've watched, because I want to say something about your Flosstube. New people are often welcome, and I say something like, I really enjoyed your Flosstube, I hope you'll come back. Other ones I try and say something that I've seen that I liked. Sometimes I say something, anything. And sometimes I just don't feel like commenting, and then I just write something like, thank you very much for your update, happy stitching. So I try and make my connection like that. That these people would like a shout out once in a while makes sense. So maybe shout out somebody who has been out there for a long time, who has lots of followers, but maybe just mention them and say why you like them. I mean, I like Anne P because since she's put her Woolly Wonka fibres and her stitching, cross stitch floss tubes together, I actually can either watch the whole thing, or I can skip the parts that I don't want to see, like the spinning. For instance, spinning is something that doesn't interest me. Sometimes I'll watch it anyway. But she used to have the Woolly Wonka Fibre podcast and then the Cross Stitch podcast. But in both of them, she would discuss books. I'm interested in books. So I would have to watch both, so that I would get all the information on the books. Now she's put them together. I love that. And it's easy, she puts in exactly when you can find what. So if you don't want to watch something, you can just skip it. And I think that's the way to go. If I'm not interested in quilting, so if somebody shows quilting and I'm not interested, I'll skip. That doesn't mean that I don't like the Flosstube. It doesn't mean that I won't watch this person. That's just the way I do it. Anyway, I've talked enough. I always get into talking and can't stop. And anyway, this is a shout out to all the people who've been doing Flosstube for many, many years. For the Flosstubers who have thousands of subscribers. This is a shout out to people who have done Flosstube once, twice, hundreds of times. For Flosstubers who have 36 subscribers. I've just watched somebody, she's got 36 subscribers. She's on her 3rd, 4th Flosstube. I don't know if I would be doing Flosstube if I only had 36 subscribers. She doesn't mind. Give comments. It doesn't have to be much. And if you don't want to give a comment, put a thumbs up. And if you watch, I get a view. So, a shout out to all Flosstubers. You're all great in your own way. And I've learned so much through Flosstube. So, thank you to everybody out there who watches Flosstube, who comments on Flosstube, who makes Flosstube, to the whole community. Thank you. So, main part, stitching, I know. I had a finish. Yeah, I know. I finished my candy cane peg leg Santa. This was a pattern by Sue Hillis. I think I've got all of them, thanks to Shelley. I've got all of the patterns. I hated stitching him. I don't know what it was. I don't know what it is that I hated stitching. There are so many colours in it, and there is so much backstitch. It was. I was nearly screaming. I mean, it's not that big, okay? It's really not that big. It shouldn't have taken me as long as it did. I think I liked him before backstitch. Yes, I know everybody says backstitch makes it, but no. I think the eye patch and the candy cane, peg leg and hook needed backstitching. All the rest I should have left as was. It just killed me. Backstitch killed me. And you can, I don't know if you can really see it, but the back of this piece is a mess. It doesn't show up. It's a mess. It's really thick, and it's got knots in it and threads all over, and that shows me that I really hated stitching him. I love him now. Okay. Yes. He'll have to get a frame and he'll have to go up. I'll have to decide what I want to do, if I want to do all of them on the same fabric in the same size. I don't know yet. I don't need to know. I'm not stitching another one just yet. But wow, I hated stitching him. Because if you, for instance, look at this. I mean, this was a linen project. I'm not a linen stitcher. I loved this project. Once I got into it, I loved it. It was difficult. It took me a long time because it was linen. This over two business is, yeah, not really my thing. But if you look at the back, I mean, my back's pretty neat. Or, I think it's pretty neat. Most places. I did take some threads, but compared to Santa, this is neat. This is really neat. So you can see that this was a project that I really loved stitching. Santa was hell. Anyway, so after finishing Santa, I didn't know, I think I told you before, I can't have more than 2 projects on the go. It just doesn't work for me. I can't do it at the moment. Don't have the headspace, don't have the spoons, don't anything. So I got out this one, which I've got in my bag from Tiffany Express Life Tifa. She made a bag for me which has got football, for American soccer on one side and old timers on the other side. So got this one out, and I've been stitching, yep, this way. I've been stitching on that. It's coming along nicely. It's an easy stitch. It's on 18 count Ada. It's a kit. It's a Russian kit. It's Russian. Yeah. I just changed out the fabric because I think it was in 14 count. Doesn't say. Yeah, I definitely, this is my fabric. I prefer 18 count. So that's coming along. And then of course I'm doing the 90 days of full coverage, where I'm on my train project. So I started over here, messed up, then went over here, that was pretty good, and then came to sort of this bit and messed up again. So you shouldn't leave a full coverage project that you've modified things on and you didn't write it down. You shouldn't let that lie for a year and then get it out again. You'll make mistakes, and I did. Now I've written it down, so now I can let it lie, but this is my progress so far. And I think it's coming along nicely now. Even though I had to rip and I had to, yeah, lots of swearing, lots of ripping, and then it's an anchor kit, and then I run out of anchor. But yeah, so this is what I've got now, and I think I'm doing a pretty good job on it because I stitch on it every day. Sometimes it's 5 stitches, sometimes it's more, and I post every Monday, so I'll have to post again today, and I'm enjoying it now. I didn't for a while, but I do now, so I'll keep going on this. And I'm not counting pages. I'm doing stitch from stash. I'm not counting pages because the pages here don't work with the finished grid. So when I finish the whole thing, I count the whole thing in stitch from stash, which might be in 5 years. If Stephanie is still going to have stitch from stash going by then. Who knows? So that was my stitching. That was my update. So I showed you my finish. I showed you my current stitching, I showed you my kindness, Stitchy Kindness from Stitchy Rich 42, thank you, and that was it. So I don't quite know why everybody at the end of their cross stitch says be kind. In everyday life, when I meet people, I think I am kind. I try to be kind, always. So I'm not going to say that, I'm just going to say happy stitching, enjoy yourself, watch Flosstube, comment on Flosstube. If you don't want to comment, leave a thumbs up. If you hated it, leave a thumbs down. Doesn't matter. And I'll see you in Flosstube land. Happy stitching, everybody.